What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I hate to have to subject you all to such nonsense like what I'm about to show y'all. You got to ask yourself, is racism the cure-all for all your problems? I mean, does America just say, all right, we're so racist now that anything we don't like about ourselves, anything we don't like about society, all we have to do, sprinkle a little racism on it, and it'll clear it right up. I mean, it's like that red medicine when you used to scrape your knee. I guess it was iodine, and your mom would take that little stick and stick it down there and swerve it around, then rub it on the sore. That was used for almost every single thing when we were growing up. You come in, bust your head open to the white meat, go upstairs in the medicine cabinet and get me that iodine. Mom, I lost an eye, it's hanging out. Go get the iodine. Mom, I broke my fibula. Go get the iodine. So I guess what they're doing is saying go get the racism now. Here's this lady on the Oprah Network, and they're talking about obesity. And let's hear how far she contorts and stretches this to make it make sense concerning why she is fat. I don't understand. Let's hear it.
I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
Now, wait a minute. So she hates when people talk about black women as fat because it's a set of conditions that you didn't create. So let me get this straight. Somebody grabbed your arm and was like, no, I don't want to eat. They just made you eat. I'm not sure. Somebody, when you're going to say Golden Corral or something like that, they say, hey, look, you don't have a choice. You eat those carbs. You understand me? And go over to the pop machine and get a full size pop filled with sugar. No diet. Drink that. Then you get your butt back over there and you get some cherry pie and some cheesecake. Get away from the vegetables. What are you doing over there? Get away from the salad bar. Out of there. So I guess somebody has created these conditions out of your control. I mean, come on, don't get me wrong. Growing up in a black family, I understand. See, it has nothing to do with racism. It has something to do with ignorance. We grew up, and my grandmother and them, they call them your grandmama and them, they didn't know nothing about healthy eating. They didn't understand why you shouldn't fry every single thing. That's how it was in my family. You bring home anything, it was to fry that up. What are you doing? Mama, I got a popsicle. Go over there and put it in that frying pan and fry that popsicle up. Mama, I got some Jolly Ranchers. Fry them Jolly Ranchers up. And don't you eat that without frying it. You understand? Everything was fried. And then you wondered why their feet was tingling late at night. I can't feel my toes. I better go to the doctor. Oh, my hand's numb. Well, because grandmama and them made big biscuits. They made it from scratch. They fried chicken, pork, pork chops, spam, bologna, you name it. Pour gravy all over it too. See, you just can't eat it without the gravy. You gotta, go over there and let's sop up the syrup and the bread and the sausages, all of that stuff. And then when they go to the doctors, you do realize we're gonna have to take this foot off, don't you? So that is a matter of ignorance. They could have cooked better and more healthier, but you can't blame anybody else but yourself if you fat. But let's continue.
We have kids, but our food quality suffers. We are living in the Trump era.
Oh. Now, how you like that clever move? That political jujitsu tried to twist it and bring Trump in somehow. We're living in the Trump era, so Trump's responsible for you being fat. See, first of all, it's a real problem when you try to blame Trump for you being fat. And in reality, that shows that the economy must be doing very well. I mean, you wouldn't be fat if Trump was the economy sucked and you didn't have the money to go eat and buy whatever you want. So what are you talking about? You just proved this point that in the Trump era, people are prosperous. Example, the fat lady on here talking about something. We're living in the Trump era. How about you go to Cambodia or some places in Ethiopia where people are skinny, real skinny. I ain't talking about, I've been working out skinny. No, this is, I haven't eaten skinny. But she has the nerve to bring up the Trump era and tie it to, Trump somehow because she's obese. Let's continue.
Look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says that black women
Okay,
do that.
so she's saying that because we don't have access to good health care and good insurance, that makes us fat. If you are fat and you go to the doctor's not going to cut the fat off of you. He's not going to say, well, you know what? I'm going to make you start eating a certain way. No, that's up to you. What does the doctor have to do with you being fat? I've never gone to the doctor because I was overweight. That's not an issue that you go to a doctor for. You might go to a trainer. You might go to a dietitian. But you don't go to the doctor talking about, hey, doctor, I'm a little obese. Can you give me something for it? Yeah. No. So she's just winging it. She's making stuff up right now to sound juicy and deep in front of this audience, trying to throw all these little tag words together, these social justice words and phrases to make it seem deep and yes, I feel you, girl. No, I'm not feeling her. I'm not feeling this crap. I'm not going to let her be sorry, meaning I'm not going to let her get away with this without checking her. But the people in the audience, yeah, let's continue.
Same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
So that takes away personal responsibility, okay? So because for whatever reason you're stressed and because of wait a minute, I got the big truck going by. Sorry, you hear that? I hope it's nothing serious. Do I need to take my cape off, put my cape on? Okay, everybody good? Okay. Anyway, so because you're not managing your life properly and because I guess you're stressed out, this is the result of you being heavy. Now, I mean, I understand life can get a little testy, but there's nothing wrong with you getting outside and walking for about a half an hour. There's nothing wrong you doing a little exercise, even in the house. You don't have to get a gym membership. There's nothing wrong with you eating in moderation. All of those things are in your hands. So I guess when in doubt, if you ain't satisfied with your own choices, just blame it on racism. Well, you know what? I never learned to read because of racism. Yep, even though I got taught the same stuff in the same classroom as everybody else. But you know what? That racism deep down on the inside, it just manifested itself. That's the only reason I didn't get a chance to do that. You know what? I don't want to go get a job because I fear if I leave my house, racism's out there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, and so I got to be very careful about all the racism that's out there. You know what? I decided to be a bank robber because of racism. It has nothing to do with any of my own choices. You know what? I decided to have 15 kids, okay? No husband, 15, 20 kids, laying dishes all around, got the full-blown football team, matter of fact. Forget basketball, that's too much, that's too low. We got about 21 kids, and yet I'm gonna blame it on who? Racism. Racism made me hook up with these thugs, these sugar daddies, these knuckleheads, have all these kids. Racism was like, you better get on in there and do what you got to do. I want to see a baby in the next 9 months. You dig? Yeah, racism made you do that. See, this is the stuff that allows people to be sorry. When you have a victimized society and a propaganda machine pumping it out there, telling everybody it's not your fault. You're not responsible for your own choices. It's something else. It's something that's greater than you. So don't worry about losing weight for your health. Just blame it on racism. Yeah. So she's acting as if racism is attached to obesity only in black women. It doesn't apply to white women. So white women, for whatever reason, they're just naturally thin. That's news to me. I know a lot of overweight white women too. So how can you throw out a reckless statement like that? Well, I'll tell you how. Because nobody's going to say, what? Excuse me. There's nobody in that crowd. Excuse me. Could you give me some data to show the proportion of white overweight women versus black overweight women? Could you give me that study that said that diets don't work for black people the same way they do for white people? Who did that study? I mean, what kind of test did they run? Did it make any sense? Excuse me. What type of food do you eat? That's what I'd like to know. And do you back it up with being overweight? At the end of the day, back it up with doing some type of exercise. At the end of the day, you're the sum total of your own choices. If you click on Kevin's Corner 6 months from now and I'm sitting there like Orson Welles talking about there'll be no wine before it's time, that's not racism's fault. That's Kev's fault because I don't want to get out and get on the treadmill, okay? So it ain't got nothing to do with racism. I'm sick of these people trying to pull that crap, throwing it out there and not being held accountable, but I'm going to hold them accountable here in Kevin's Corner. Now, you've been listening to me right now, Kevin's Corner, laying it down. Can't let that crap fly. My eyeballs almost popped out my head when I heard her say that. You know, the racism is responsible for how about them donuts and that bacon, slab of ribs, cheesecake, pound cake, lemon cake, all kind of cake. And yet you talking about some racism, stuffed it down my throat. I was like, get out of here, racism. You making me fat. I can't believe. Yeah, right. Anyway, check me out tonight. I'm going to be talking about this nonsense. It's Wednesday, 7:30. Don't forget, on YouTube, Facebook, and on the, my radio blog talk show. Last week, the phone line was acting all crazy and stuff. I don't know what was going on with it, but maybe it might be corrected tonight and people could call in. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Check and make sure you're still subscribed. Also, check and make sure that your notification button is on all notifications or all the time. Then finally, hit like. Wait, no, forget that. Finally, check out Extreme Tees. If you like something, put my name in the promo code Kevin. You'll get a 20% discount. Find me on Facebook and the Twitter. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link in the bottom for you to do that. Okay. All right. So take care and don't let that racism out there cause you to become obese. Okay. God bless.